Hello and welcome back for the third and final video on how to talk so your daughter feels heard, the Teen Connection Blueprint. Once again, so glad that you're here, that you've taken the time. I think that really speaks to the dedication and the intentionality behind your parenting and how you are choosing to be a conscious and present parent as you parent through the teenage years. So welcome back. Today's brief video is going to be talking about the third pillar, which we are calling encouragement. This is where we bring sparks of joy and sparks of belief, how we instill belief in our teens so that they continue to believe in themselves, which pushes them forward, or I guess propels them forward into thinking, I can do this, and has a ripple effect of so much potential and so much greatness. So, how do we encourage our teens without feeling like it's fake or that they see right through us or that we're praising things that are not truly helping them build their confidence? For me, when I think about encouragement, I think about this idea of how do I instill belief? How do I plug in things like humor and movement to continue to encourage my daughter to have hope and to find her way through this process? So, encouragement, instilling belief. So, what I like to do is strength spot. So, this is a skill that I think we can do and offer in a really genuine way, finding your way of doing that. Think back to a time maybe recently where you saw your teen do something or say something that you thought, hey, that was a pretty cool quality, or that's something I really admire in my teen. You might have seen her struggle through something but continue to go for it anyways. You might have seen her show up for something. You might have seen her try something or handle a friendship situation in a way that you're like, wow. Take a moment and think about that. If you have a chance, write it down and then offer it back to your teen in a kind of like a calm, casual moment where you might say to her something like, in your own words, I was just thinking back the other day to when you did that test, and how you were thinking you were so nervous about it and you didn't know if you wanted to do it. And then you went ahead and you did the learner's test anyways. Just thought that was really cool. It really just shows this quality of determination and dedication. Or you might offer it for anything. So think about a scenario and maybe offer that back to her. This is how we instill belief. We reflect back like a mirror the things that we see in her, that she can then continue to maybe grow herself if it aligns for her. The other thing is using humor, which I think is a really great way to bridge in encouragement through relieving some tension around stress. Humor can be done in many different ways, but I think like you just being able to bring your own flavor of humor into a conversation can be just a really powerful way of relieving tension. Movement is another one. So if you can bring movement in different ways, whether it's inviting them to go for a walk or a drive, or maybe even doing like a mini workout or a sport together, some sort of movement that can get them to change their environment, change their body form, that in itself can definitely take us outside of the headspace of stress and into a new perspective around things. Encouragement can also be about looking at acknowledging effort for things, looking at ways of highlighting previous things that they've done that you saw that were, kind of challenging, but they did them anyways. And even inviting your daughter to think about her own things too. So as you navigate encouragement and you bring it all together with witnessing with empathy, soothing, and encouragement. And again, the practice is not about being perfect or getting it right all the time. It is truly about showing up and saying, hey, I'm going to look at these three pillars and focus on them and bring them to my day to day. To get yourself started, what I would invite you to do is just to pick one of the pillars, the one that maybe resonated the most with you, or maybe it's the one that feels the easiest to implement right away. And just over the course of the next week is giving yourself a chance to really intentionally practice this pillar. So whether it's witnessing with empathy, soothing, or encouragement, just kind of bringing it into your weekly flow and interactions with your teen, and just take notice of what it's like for you. What do you notice in your teen as you practice this? And how does it kind of change things? And then as you move on to the next week, you might try another one, you might try another one. and continue this practice of an upward spiral, a spiral of creating more confidence, more resilience, and more connection in our teen girls. Thanks for being here.